They built castles of knowledge, but sold the keys to the rich. What about the children still knocking? In a slum where the blackboard cracked, a girl dreams big with a torn backpack. No Wi-Fi, no books, just hope on the floor, but a hunger to learn, man, it screams for more. In towers of glass, they wear scholar pride, but who gave the poor a seat inside? They sell education like gold on shelves, while billions of kids are teaching themselves. No walls too high, no child too small. Break the barriers, classrooms for all. Not a privilege you earn, not a lottery spin. Education's a right, let every child in. Classrooms for all, every color, every name. Knowledge should never bow to fame or shame. We rise together or we all fall. So hear the call, classrooms for all. They fund wars, but not the chalk and pens. Teachers unpaid while the crisis extends. Private schools stack fees like towers of greed, but a pencil to a child is all they need. What if Einstein was born in a hut? Would we have light or the future shut? Genius ain't gated, it lives in the dust, but only blooms if the world adjusts. They said, let there be light, but left half the world in blackout. Until the last child reads with pride, our job ain't done. No walls too high, no child too small. Break the barriers, classrooms for all. Not a privilege you earn, not a lottery spin. Education's a right, let every child in. Classrooms for all, every gender, every land. Raise the chalk, not the branded brand. We rise together or we all fall. Say it loud, classrooms for all. This is not a dream, this is a demand. It slurps a lake the best of me, and with another backdrop, another sorrow.
They told us, study hard, rise high, but forgot to mention, the debt will follow you longer than the dream.
Graduation cap flying in the air, but your smile's cracked under financial despair. Letters of acceptance, dreams ignite. Then comes the loan, stealing the light. Tuition stacked like bricks in chains. Pay to learn, then work in pain. You got the knowledge, but not the peace. Your future's leased by a corporate beast. Is it a degree or a debt? Is it growth or regret? They dressed it up like a ticket to rise, but sold us futures wrapped in lies. A right to learn, not a debt to earn. This system burns while pockets churn. Tell me straight, what did we get? A dream or a net? A degree or a debt?
6 figures owed before your first job, working 3 gigs just to keep the knob. Interest grows like a weed in spring, while banks keep laughing, ka-ching, ka-ching. They say, invest in yourself, nice lie, when they profit every time you try. Knowledge for sale like air with fees. They got rich while we dropped to knees.
You want innovation, then free the mind. You want leaders, stop leaving them behind. Education isn't something to sell, it's the root of every nation that dares to excel. Is it a degree or a debt? Is it growth or regret? They dressed it up like a ticket to rise, but sold us futures wrapped in lies. A right to learn, not a debt to earn. This system burns while pockets churn. No more silence.
He had the disease. They had the cure. But without money, they closed the door.
He walked into the ER, breath held tight, holding pain, not dollars, on a silent night. The nurse looked kind, the form was cold. Do you have insurance? That's what they told. Not how do you feel, not are you okay, but can you pay or get out the way? Vitals drop, but numbers rise. Medical bills break more than lives. What's the cost to heal when pain has a price? When stitches and scans come with sacrifice? No one should die cause they're broke or unknown. Healing is human, let that be shown. It's not a product, not a deal. Tell me, what's the cost to heal? Tell me, what's the cost to heal? A mother holds her child, fever runs high, but the pharmacy receipt makes her cry. They sell medicine like it's gold in vaults and blame the sick for system faults. From cancer to cough, from trauma to tears, they profit off your deepest fears. The ambulance asks before it moves, will someone cover this? Yeah, that proves a beating heart isn't a balance sheet. An open wound ain't an invoice to meet. Healthcare ain't a bonus plan, it's the right of every woman, child, and man. What's the cost to heal when life's on sale? When a broken leg needs a platinum trail? Do we value money more than breath? This system bleeds, it smells like death. It's not a product, not a deal. Tell me, what's the cost to heal? What's the cost to heal?
We can save the world, but only if we stop pricing people.
Walking for help. They lock the door, not with chains, but in voices. IV drip, but the meter's running. Heart still racing, the dead is coming. White coats move, but not for free. They check your credit, not your plea. A man can't breathe, but they hold him back. Paperwork before a heart attack. Do you have coverage? That's their call. You're bleeding out while they starve.
Are these hospitals or are they hostages? Caring or calculating where the logic is? You went for care, but now you're trapped behind fine print and finance math. This ain't healing, this is fear. A hostage room with plastic chairs. Hospital or hostage zones, where medicine's traded for unpaid
A child's fever hits 1 at 4, but mama's broke, can't cross the door. She's got prayers, but not the fee, so the nurse looks down uncomfortably. Private wings with luxury beds, while poor folks die on fold-out spreads. A broken arm, a stitched up head, they won't release till the bill is fed. They say healthcare is a business, but what kind of business? Charges pain and collects in suffering. When did compassion get monetized? When did help come with terms and conditions?
Are these hospitals or are they hostages? You sign forms like legal hostages. You're too sick to fight, too weak to speak, and they turn that into financial technique. This ain't a clinic, it's a trap in disguise, a healing facade with capitalized lies. Hospitals or hostages. Who cares till you take loss?
system already has.
They said justice is blind, but I watched her look away when it mattered the most. He stood in court with truth in hand, but truth ain't loud when cash commands. No lawyer slick, no suit to wear, just a broken heart in the courtroom stare. They postponed once, then did it again. Her mother cried, she lost her son to pain, but the killer walks, file still pending, while the wounds keep burning unending. Justice delayed is justice denied, while victims fade and liars slide. Dreams don't wait for verdicts slow, they wither where the cold winds blow. One more soul lost in pride, one more hope left to die. You didn't just steal a case from file, you killed a future with a paper smile. A girl screamed out, a night went black. She knew the face, but they covered the track. She gave a voice, gave all the proof, but the judge said, wait, ain't that the truth? He's now 30, still stuck in trauma, while his life's goal, suit and karma. He plays golf, she plays survivor. Tell me who really lit the fire. They say justice moves slow, but some lives don't have that kind of time. You can't pause healing when the pain won't wait. Justice delayed is justice denied, and every hour a soulless cry while files collect and judges yawn. Another child is dead and gone. Justice ain't blind, she's been bribed, and dreams denied, and truth deprived. Don't call it law, call it decay, when the innocent fade day by day. You don't hear the scream. You filed it, but justice never showed up.
They said the law protects the innocent, but they forgot to say only if you can afford it. He was 19, wrong place, wrong night. Didn't shoot, didn't steal, didn't start the fight, but the system needed someone to blame, and his face, his skin, it fit the frame. No lawyer came with silver tongue, just a public defender, half asleep, half done. The other guy paid 10 grand flat, walked out clean like a magic guy. I'm innocent but broke, what's my crime? I couldn't pay so I served the time. Truth don't speak when your wallet's dry, and justice, she walks right by. They say you have the right, but that's a joke. When the scales tip heavy if you're broke, this ain't justice, this is war, where poor men bleed while rich men soar. The judge wore robes, the court wore pride, but never looked once at the pain inside. They called it fair, they called it blind, but fair don't matter if you fall behind. Rich men lies with lawyers in rows, suits and silence, that's how it goes. But me, I stutter, I stand alone, truth in my chest but no backbone. Tell me how it's fair that money buys freedom, that innocence needs receipts, that truth gets priced and the poor get.
I'm innocent but broke, what's my crime? Born with hope but lost to time. I fought with truth, but truth don't sell. In courtrooms built like corporate hell, they say all are equal before the law. But poor folks know that's just a flaw. I'm not guilty, just not rich, and that's enough to flip the switch. I didn't do it, but I still pay. Not with money, with my life.
They put a price tag on what we were born with. But here's the truth. We're not for sale, and neither are our rights. They wanna sell me learning, tuition stacked, while kids in the streets are falling back. Knowledge for dollars, degrees and gold, but truth don't live where souls are sold. They wanna sell me healing, one drip, one bill, charge my pain and climb the hill. Hospitals look like banks inside, where hope gets processed and not with pride. You wanna sell me justice, retainer fees? If you can't pay, don't dare to plead. Innocence waits while influence wins and verdicts fall where the money spins. Not for sale, not for trade. These are rights that can't be paid. Not for profit, not your game. We're human, not just names. Education, healthcare, justice too, they don't belong to just a few. Not for sale, say it loud, we ain't backing down. We ain't backing down. We ain't backing down, 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 down. They built a system like a store where only the wealthy can walk through the door. They forgot one thing we know too well, that's rights ain't things that you can sell. We were born with breath, not a barcode tag. We don't owe the world to a banker's bag. We fight for the kid who dreams to learn, the mother in pain, the man who burns. Not for sale, not for trade. These are rights that can't be paid. Not for rent, not on lease. We want freedom, we want peace. Education, healthcare, justice too. Ours by birth, not owned by you. Say it loud, say it right. Our rights are not your business, fight. You built an empire on what was never yours. We're tearing it down, brick by brick. Because we are not
Didn't pull the
for
trigger,
sale.
but you watched it happen and said nothing. That silence, it screamed.
You saw the boy get stopped, wrong skin, wrong ride. You looked away while he swallowed his pride. You scrolled past the mother in tears, ignored the headline, dodged the fears. You heard the screams in courtroom halls, but stayed quiet behind your walls. Not guilty by action, sure that's true, but silence, that's how evil grew. Silence is violence every time you turn away. It's not just words you didn't say, it's the power you never used, the justice you let get abused. When you say nothing, you say yes to every lie and every mess. Speak truth or take the blame, 'cause silence fuels the flame. You wear the badge of neutrality proud, but silence only helps the loud who lie, who twist, who burn, who profit, while the honest learn. A girl cries out, a father fights. You dim the screen and dim the lights, but comfort's just a clever cage that keeps you numb while others rage.
You don't have to hit. You don't have to hurt. You just have to disappear when it matters. And that's enough to keep injustice alive.
Silence
is no defense.
Every time you stayed quiet, someone paid the price. Don't call that peace, call it violence.
We didn't lose our rights. Run tight, run tight, run tight. They would take it, and now we rise to reclaim what was always ours.
They told us to wait, to sit in line, to earn what's ours, to give it time. But time don't heal when the wound runs deep, and rights don't grow when silence sleeps. We were born with voice, with breath, with fire. Not to beg, but to rise, climb higher. You built your walls, but we're the tide. Here to crash, to push, to turn the ride.
Reclaim the right, reclaim the truth. No lies. Education, justice, care. We demand it everywhere. Not your favor, not your gift. We're the ground, we cause the shift. We ain't asking, we ignite. We reclaim the human right.
You made a system where only the few get the knowledge, the cure, the breakthrough view. You sold the air, you taxed the light, and told the poor, you've lost your fight.
But watch us now, we break the chains with every voice that truth reclaims. From every slum to city wall, this is our time, we claim it all.
We were never meant to wait, we were never meant to crawl. We were born to live free and to reclaim it all.
Reclaim the right, reclaim the light. No more begging, no more fear. We bring tomorrow starting here. Not for sale and not denied. We rise with love, we rise with pride. This ain't a whisper, this is might. We reclaim the human right.
Not a favor, not a loan. It was ours, now we bring it home.
Before the borders, before the bills, before the barcodes and birth certificates, we were human. And that still matters. No label on my skin, no price on my soul. I was born with breath, that makes me whole. Before I ever learned your laws or terms, I cried like you with the same concerns. You dressed me in status, in color, in caste, but humanity's not meant to finish last. You took what's basic, made it elite, but I still stand on my own 2 feet.
I am human, that's my claim. No system owns my name. Education, care, and justice, true. They're mine, they're yours, they're overdue. Not for sale, not a test. Human first, forget the rest. Raise your voice, let the silence burst. We are, we were, we'll always be human first.
You built a world for power and pride, but forgot the child with tears inside. You made a market of hope and pain, but forgot the sky. Don't charge for rain. We're more than numbers, tags or codes. We're not assets, stocks or modes. From refugee tents to palace floors, the cry is rising. We want more. We don't want luxury. We want dignity. We don't want favors. We want freedom. We don't want your mercy. We want what's already ours.
I am human, that's my right. No dollar sign defines my fight. Education, care, justice, voice. Born with them, not a choice. Say it loud, say it true. We are one, me and you. Past
thirst we rise together, human first.
First, forever.